I secretly wrote and published 7 books that sold internationally. I did this for 8 years without ever showing my face, without ever being present on social media. Now, I'm ready to change that. I did not embrace slow living. It has always sort of been in me. I'm not sure if it's the writer in me or the introvert in me also that made me do it, but I have always loved what the essence of slow living is. And to be honest with you, I did not know that I was slow living. I came from the generation where you just live life. And for me, living life meant creating cozy spaces, taking moments in the quiet. We live in an overstimulated world. Things are fast and loud, and life is always pulling us in one direction or the other. And living in particular in the United States, where it is a productivity-driven society, it isn't easy to keep up or feel as if you are keeping up. And then you have the elements that always try to make you feel as if you are one step behind. Something is always pushing you forward, and it feels as if in our world we're rushing all the time. That's where I pretty much would like to introduce sipping life. Taking a moment to take it in slowly, on your terms. You determine the speed in which it flows and in which it hits you. You're not just shoved along with the waves and blown to and fro, but you're kind of moving in and enjoying every day that life gives you by living intentionally. Living intentionally is something that now you kind of have to focus in to do. Whereas before, I hate to say it, but before cell phones, and I'm not against technology or anything, but before that whole era, you had no choice but to be 100% present because there were so few distractions at your fingertips. But now it's something that we have to think about, and we have to do it intentionally, to be present full time for the people that we love, to move into our spaces and genuinely occupy them, not just be a shell that's present in the room. And doing that, I think as a writer, looking at the small details makes it a lot easier to kind of sip life and enjoy every moment. Slow living has nothing to do with your location. It has nothing to do with whether or not you live in a beautiful countryside. I don't. I would love to. It has nothing to do with using the rustic elements of this world, although that is beautiful in itself. But you can slow live right where you are, anywhere you live, because slow living, it isn't geographically assigned to a specific area. Slow living is actually the act. It is a state of being. It is a state of thinking. It's what you do when you're able to slow life down and enjoy every moment. Taking a moment to look out the window or grow some mint and pick your own mint leaves and have some tea on your terms. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're wafting through a field of poppies every day. I wish I could. It sounds absolutely beautiful. And it's just not necessary if it's not something that you have access to. Do what you know you can do to slow live. One of the ways that I practice sipping life is by taking moments, especially first thing in the morning. The first thing that I do is I thank God that I'm alive to see another day. No matter what I'm expecting that day to hold, I still give Him thanks. And take a moment to be mindful and read my word and just get my mind in the right space. Acknowledging God is the first thing that I do. And having a moment that is quiet to yourself is also really important when you talk about sipping life. We're very occupied as a society. I love planners. I have to plan. I have deadlines that I set for myself. And planning doesn't mean that you can't plan in time to also be mindful and peaceful. Planning just means that you take the time to also do what's important to you. I love to bake and to enjoy every moment of baking. There's something about the slow elements of kneading the dough and walking through all of the steps and then watching it bake and then enjoying the end result that just can't be beat. There is a power in monotasking, in not feeling as if you have to constantly have 5 things going on at the same time, where you're checking emails and sending text messages and taking in your favorite podcast all the time. It has its place, and believe me, I do that. I love being busy, but taking the moment to enjoy the slow moments and the softer moments in life is absolutely necessary. Sometimes we can feel guilty when we shut down in certain areas and take moments to ourselves. I used to, but I've learned that I need that. as I guess, a more quiet living person, so to speak, having those moments where I'm just still is so valuable for me because I'm able to get myself zoned back in, to reestablish myself. And one of the big thing that I did, something that I changed, I used to jump from one task and go straight into the next. I've learned to take a moment to breathe between tasks if I'm feeling overwhelmed. And doing that one little thing in transition, pausing from transitioning between one task to the next, can be really, really comforting. I mentioned that I secretly wrote and published 7 books without being in the public eye for many, many years. And that is very true. The the feeling of writing, the feeling of walking a story out is what I loved. I wanted the books to take on a life of their own, but I didn't feel as if I needed to be present to do that. But I realized that it takes time. It takes time to get accustomed to filming myself, to being public, to coming out into the social media world. It's one thing to do it with images, it's another thing to do it with your face and kind of putting your life out there. But I hope you join me on this journey because it is a learning experience for me. I'm really curious as to where this will take me. I want to share with you the things that genuinely impacted my life. And if any of my stories can help anyone, then it makes it all worth it. I had one memory, I should say, that really prompted me to do this. First off, I had the feeling that I needed to do it. I had the feeling 7 years ago that I needed to get onto social media or actually start YouTube and be involved more that way. And I neglected it. I just didn't do it. I didn't want to do it, so I didn't do it. And this year I really felt like I needed to. Like it was time. It was time to kind of come out and be present. Even on my books, I did not put my face or my picture on my books. I used my logo, which I think I'll keep using. I like it. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. If you have any advice on that, I would love to hear your comments as to whether or not I should put my face on my books or not. But this is just something that is very new to me. And the journey of it actually really brought me into the mindset of something that happened in high school. It was really funny. I joined a gym class that was teaching us how to swim. It was teaching us how to essentially be lifeguards. And at the end of the course, if you passed all of the tests, you got your certification to be a Red Cross certified lifeguard. So I took the class because I figured, hey, I can swim. This is an easy A. What I didn't realize was how rigorous it would be and how repetitious certain things would be. And the first thing that I found to be really repetitious was laps. our swimming instructor had us doing laps until it felt like our arms would fall off. And she was determined about this, that every day we warmed up with laps, and when we finished, we closed out with the laps. And one day, a student asked her, well, why do we have to do all of these laps? Why don't you just teach us how to save people, essentially? And she made a statement that was really, really, really simple and profound at the same time. And I didn't see the value of it until really now, much later on in my life. She said that what good would it be if you were to be able to reach a drowning person, but you did not have the stamina to be able to get them to shore? And at the time, it was a very simple answer, and it answered the question, and we all just went on about our day. Now, looking back, life is that way. A lot of the things that are very repetitious, getting up, going to work, taking care of our children, doing the things that are tedious, that you feel like you can pretty much do without thinking about them, they can be so repetitious that we're actually feeling like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And there is nothing fun about this. Let's just kind of get on with the next phase. But the truth is that in going through a lot of the things that felt very repetitious for me, in particular writing, it is a very repetitious and a very tedious job, that you build a muscle, you build a diligence. I learned tenacity. I learned how to be meticulous in what I'm writing, how I'm writing it, trying to get better at the craft, and also to show up. You have to be diligent without anybody prompting you. And those kind of things are not just something that I developed as a writer, but that you developed as well as a person in going through the things that you've gone through in life. In essence, like this swimming instructor said, what you're doing is going to help you reach someone who is out there drowning, who is feeling as if they can't do another lap, who is weary, who is feeling overwhelmed by their bills or their children or their job. And you, because you have stuck with it, because you have kept going, because you have had the tenacity and God has given you the strength to do it, that you can reach that person and encourage that person, bring them into the shore and say, it's okay. There's still ground under your feet. It's still here and you're going to be all right. But unless we go through those particular things, we don't have the strength. The final test was to jump off of a high diving board. That was absolutely terrifying for me because I stood there and I looked down too long at the water. And the problem was that this board was so high up that when you looked down at the water looked dark. And my mind started running away with me. And sometimes in life, we can stand there at the end of a diving board, we can stand there at the precipice of something that is new, that if we stare at it long enough or too long, our minds start running away with us and all of the what ifs start to encumber our minds. And we're unable to move forward. We're unable to take the jump. And it was very interesting that that was the very final test that she gave us. Because now looking back at it, I had just this moment of realizing that by staying out of social media, by staying out of YouTube, by staying to myself and keeping all of the things that I've gone through and learned in life that I could share to myself, I'm standing on the shore. And you can't save a drowning person by standing on land. You have to get into the water with them. You have to be willing to jump in. And I guess this is my jump. This first video is my jump. I'm really glad that you're here, and I hope that you stay for the journey as I figure this out, how this works, and share a bit of my life and some of my favorite recipes with you, and just how I slow live and how I navigate my way through my days now, because life is different now for me than it was when I was in my 20s and in my 30s. It changes. And as you change, different things become important to you. You learn different lessons and you grow as you go. And I want this to be slow living aesthetic. I want this to be a channel that shows you how to slow live, how to live intentionally, how to breathe and enjoy every minute of your life, but also to share some significant stories that are going to help you, and possibly help somebody else along this journey. Thank you for joining me,